Hello, my friends. Welcome to this very special episode of Spiritual Science. My name is Carlos Gutierrez, and I'm welcoming you for this journey, the journey of our spirit. I've been studying this material for about 50 years, and I'm really enjoying to share everything I found with you. Before to present this chapter, I want to share with you something that's very important. When we study this kind of subject, the language we use is the language of symbol. So many information cannot be accepted, considered literally, because we are using metaphors. Today I'll talk about the origin of our spirit. And there's many theories about how human being was created. And sometimes it's mentioned that we are genetic, created by aliens, and there's so many other theories. Today I'm not talking about the human physical body, but the spirit. And you'll see that we, as spirits, are travelers in a long journey. If you like the presentation, don't forget to give a like on this video. And if you're interested for more information, you can subscribe my channel, Carlos Gutierrez channel in YouTube. Okay, so here we go. The history of human spirit, remember. Okay, um, the history of human journey, according to the ancient traditions, is a little bit different than we imagine. Because our beginning happens not here, but far, far away from Earth. Humanity, original location, was in a place called Sea of Druva. This is an area on our galaxy where we can find the star called Vega. If you check in astronomical information, you'll find that the area of this star cannot support life as we know. But the history of human being in the very beginning was very different from our history here on Earth. Because originally, the human being was created to have a different kind of experience where it was not necessary to have a manifested body, a physical body. On the first chapter of our series, I told you that to be manifested, nature asks us to have an expression of manifestation on 7 different dimensions, 7 different plans. But we don't need to live on the same 7 plans we're living now. The dimensions for manifestation are many. And so for our expression here on Earth, we have 7 specific dimensions. But the way we were expressed in our home, original home, in the Sea of Druva was totally different. So, but let me talk more about Vega. This is a star that's close to the North Pole. And the interesting thing is every 13,000 years, Vega becomes the northern star. And the reason is the angle of the Earth axis and the precession of the equinox that happens every 26,000 years. So for half of this time, the North Pole is pointing to the Polaris star. And for 13,000 years, the North Pole is pointing to Vega. So, Vega and Polaris are exchanging the place we consider the North. That's the reason it's called the North Star. Okay, so our origin happens on Vega. And its origin, the human being did not need a physical and dense body. So here's our constitution on our home, original home. Here are the 6 dimensions plus the divine one that indicates that we are in manifestation. But different from the situation we have here on Earth, the most dense dimension is the emotional body. And above the emotional body, we have another one called the devotional body, and then the mental body, psychic body, intelligence body, wisdom, and divine body. So it's different from what you have now. So here, how we are manifest on Earth. The most dense body is the physical body. Above the physical body, you have the emotional body. And then all the other bodies, like the same we have in our original creation. So what changes here? We receive a more dense body called the physical body. And the emotional body integrates the devotional body to become just one dimension of our experience for all the humans who are having the experience of manifestation here on Earth. Why it happens? Well, we have a long story to share with you. But first of all, you need to know that originally the human being was created as a duality. In the previous episodes, I mentioned that the constitution of human being is including 4 different elements: our consciousness, our higher self, our being, and our personality. But this is a constitution for the experience here on Earth. Originally, we are just a combination of 2 different intelligences. And that's the origin of the symbol yin and yang, the Tao. So originally, our constitution was spirit and soul. The spirit is what we call our consciousness. And the quality of the spirit is expressing young energy. So that kind of energy that expands. The spirit is very active because we are, as a spirits, a being in development. So we are growing, we are learning, we are looking for more and more understanding of the universe. And this movement makes us infinite because we have infinite possibilities in this journey. Our other half, the soul, is different. Is the quality of the soul is in, so is introspective. And is not active like the spirit is passive because the soul is deep inside of our essence. Is the perfection we already have inside, but is that kind of perfection that we need to discover. And another important quality of our souls is that our soul is eternal, came directly from eternity. So we were created as this combination with the spirit that is growing, is learning, is in development, and our soul that is perfect. So our spirit needs to reach this perfection, mirrored in our soul. But you know what? A cosmic drama caused the exile of part of mankind from our homeland in the Sea of Jura. This kind of history you can find in many ancient books, sacred books like the Bible. This is presented as the fall of the human being, our expulsion from the Garden of Eden. So this is a metaphor telling this story, a very complex story. So originally, in our homeland, the human being was created to grow in understanding and reach the level of wisdom that make us available to create a deep connection with our Creator. The human being was created with one very important quality, and this quality is creativity. This is what is written in many ancient sacred books, who used to say that human being was created the image of Creator. It's not because the creators like us have a human body, has two arms, two eyes, a face. No, we create the image of Creator because we have his quality of creativity. But we needed to make this creativity more perfect. And that is the purpose of human journey. To grow in understanding of the laws of the universe and develop the wisdom that we have inside to make the result of our creativity more and more and more perfect. Metaphorically, is like a human being had as a purpose to cross a huge desert. And on this journey, we have a very special power. The power to manifest our ideas. This power is called creativity. So it's like you are crossing a desert, carrying just a magic lamp with infinite wishes. So on this journey, imagine that the human being begins to walk throughout this desert. And after a long walk, he decides to rest and use his creativity to manifest an oasis. There's a little lake of water, some palm trees, so he rests on this place. After to feel recovered, continued the journey. And then, when he felt it's time to rest again, he used his power to create another comfortable place. But now he decided to bring more to these oases. So he is not only a small lake and palm trees, but he decided to imagine to create some trees that can produce fruits. So he rests and have some fruits to, delicious fruits to enjoy. And then he continues the next day, and in the next stop, he creates a more creative, more beautiful and complex oasis. Not only palm trees, but many different fruit trees and singing birds, some flowers. And every stop on this journey, this human spirit creates something more complex, more beautiful. And this was the trainment. Use the power of creativity to create more and more perfect places, helping to bring more beauty to this universe. But some human spirits, in the middle of the journey, they got so enthusiastic and make that place better and better and better that decide not to go ahead on the journey, but think, maybe I can stay one more day here to improve this place. And after this day, it's, oh, I'll stay one more day, and then one more day, one more week, and get the human spirit got trapped by his own creation and forgot the journey. And why does it happen? Because a human spirit has another quality, and this quality is called free will. So we know we have a purpose in life, we know we have a journey, but we have the right to decide to go or not, or when you go, and we have the right to decide the rhythm of our journey. So many spirits got trapped on their own creations and forgot the journey. And when we stop to move, what happens? We begin to accumulate density and more density and more density. And this is what happens with us on the original journey. Some members of mankind got accumulate so much density that they are not, they have no more conditions to stay on that area where the manifestation is subtle. So the creator of human being, the ruler of that region of the universe, had to remove those human spirits of that area and send for a region where the rhythm of evolution is lower and where the level of manifestation is more dense. So when I talk about the creator of the human spirit, I'm not talking about the creator of all things. In the previous episode, I mentioned about a kind of hierarchy that we have in the entire universe. So the same energy is expressed in many different layers of the creation. From the microcosmos, the dimension of the atoms, to the macrocosmos, the dimension of the galaxies and the entire universe. So the creator of the entire universe is not the creator of human being. We was created by one of the firstborns of the creator. And this elevate consciousness that create the human being is called the Lord of Hu. Because the Sea of Dhruva is the region ruled by the Lord of Hu. And that's the reason we receive the name as human, because Hu, his name Hu. Okay, so the human being, part of mankind, was not allowed to stay there because we accumulate too much density. So we were sent for another place of the universe where the rhythm of evolution was lower and the experience happens in a more dense plane. And 22 billions of human beings were exiled and sent to the zodiac region to experience the life on a physical manifestation, changing the case from time to time through the process called reincarnation. So it was a huge transition for a more light experience, for a heavier one we have here. And that's the reason some people who are beginning to awake spiritually begins to have a kind of nostalgia, a kind of homesickness, missing a place that they don't remember they were. In fact, is our soul missing our home, original home. But you know, this process that take our souls from our original home to this area of the universe, it was a very complex process. So let me tell how it happened. So originally we are in the Dhruva Sea, the area of the Vega star. The ruler of the entire galaxy, it's a very elevated spirit, ask the consciousness of Dhruva, the Lord of Hu, our creator, to develop a plan with another very elevated spiritual consciousness, the ruler of the Northern Star. And this consciousness, called the Ancient of Times, the Ancient of the Ages, was a kind of architect of the plan. And so all the humans who were not allowed to stay in Dhruva was sent to the Northern Star in direction of the zodiac. The zodiac is an area of our galaxy with a very different purpose, where we have a different group of spirits evolving. So we need some adjustments to come here. So the next stop of our spirit was in the star called Sirius. And there the consciousness of Sirius was the creator of the archetype of our manifested body. And from Sirius we were sent to our star, the sun, and the spirit of the sun gave us a guide. develop consciousness that will work with us every incarnation, guiding us to find our way back home. And this consciousness that the Spirit of the Sun gave us is what we call the higher self. And finally, we arrive on Earth. And the spirit of the planet, the Mother Earth, the planetary mother, throughout this process, provoke some changes in the specific species that already was here on Earth, in the animal kingdom. And these changes, these mutations, was what generates the body we have now, the Homo sapiens body. You know, this is the vehicle that can afford our spirit to have an experience on this planet. So originally in Dhruva, we were spirit and soul. Arriving here, we are 4, not 2. And what you call spirit, here we can call consciousness. The soul is with us, but is hidden by the higher self, because we need some level of evolution to be in touch with our soul. Until we reach this level, the higher self will protect our soul and will help us to keep growing and evolving. And because this area of the universe is a region for the evolution of angels, you know, the angels are here since a very lower level of understanding until to grow and develop to become archangels. So many angelic consciousness are living their experience of an evolution here. So that's the reason in our unity, we receive one apprentice of angel, we call personality or ego, and a guide of this ego that we call the being. So all this information you can find in the previous episode. So in our journey here on Earth, we are interacting with the consciousness of angels, because we need to understand their process to adjust our evolution with their evolution without disharmonies. And we will stay here learning and growing until we reach the level that will allow us to return back home. So this is just a different school of evolution. For us to reach the rhythm, the level of understanding, so we can return back home and continue our journey there. So this is the history of our journey as a spirit. It's a long story. I just gave you a very simple synthesis of this journey. And future chapters, I'll return to this story and will give you more and more details. But this is a beautiful journey, a beautiful history. And the interaction we have with this place, this school of evolution we call Earth, it's very important. And you know, the support of the intelligence who rules this area, we call the Mother Earth. is something very important, and I'll dedicate one chapter just to talk more about this interaction. But I think for now, you receive enough information to digest. So thank you for being here in it, and we'll see you soon in the next episode. Bye.